What up, peeps? It's your super sketch artist Antonio back, and it is time to run it back. On this episode, we have a piece I've talked about so many different times in the past, and I'm finally getting to run him back. And this was a suggestion from my Padawan Sulai. She despises this figure, and she and I both said, "Oh no, 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 no!" when it first came out. And this is none other than the God of War, Ares, number 52 from the Wonder Woman 80 set. Now, first off, this sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. From the sword to the cape to the overall figure, this sculpt, the way this is a beautiful sculpt, and it is worthy. This is a super rare worthy sculpt. Okay, that is exactly where everything, almost everything good about this figure stops. He is 125 points. He also has the armor, brute, deity, soldier, and warrior keyword. All good keywords that are used today. Fantastic. He only has the mystic team ability as well. He has two traits, which unfortunately are null and void in today's game right now. One of them is sideline active unique modifier, which says friendly captains and sidekicks modify attack by +1 when attacking 1+ characters with the soldier keyword, which at the time soldier was a huge keyword, huge keyword. So, and you know, the allies and sidekicks and captains, that stuff is null and void now. So that is, again, it's a useless trait at this point. And it was kind of almost useless when the set first came out too. I liked the mechanic. They just didn't put good enough figures that had all of the keywords or those, kind of monikers out that actually really utilized in the game. You wouldn't have a game that had like maybe one good captain and maybe some sidekicks and stuff like that was actually viable. And I think that's where they dropped the ball, that they just didn't put enough viable characters. When they tried new mechanic, I'm all with new mechanics, but you have to make those characters viable for the mechanic to not only land well, but also to take root and grow. And that's what you want with these types of mechanics. The second mechanic is another mechanic that took root, it grew, but it grew out of control to the point where it wasn't fair, and that is mission points. The second trait he has, it says they fight for my amusement, and it says when a character named ally soldier or German soldier is KO, give Ares an endless war token at the beginning of your turn. For every 2 endless war tokens that he has, gain 1 mission point. Now this was important because not only were there actual figures that were German soldiers and the allied soldiers, because this was based on the Wonder Woman mythos. Remember, she came out during that nice World War era, so where we were fighting Germany and everything. Okay, so he had those, and his damage power helps with this as well. And it says leadership but succeeds on a 4 through 6. When he uses it and succeeds, he may instead generate an allied soldier or a German soldier, and then he gives his opponent the opposite of whatever he generated. So again, now you have them, you can have them on the field, or you can have Ares generate them every turn on that 4 through 6, which is 50-50 roll. And for each time one of them dies, once you get 2 of them, now he starts getting mission points, which again is just a slow way to do mission points. And the reason why mission points doesn't work is because if you accelerate it, it gets out of control. One of my favorite players in my area, his name is Reggie. He made a mission point team where the moment that he gets his turn, the game's over, because you can do an endless loop with mission points. It was so nasty that they banned mission points in silver altogether. So shout out to you, Reggie. You're the man. He's a mastermind like no other. Oh my gosh, I love his teams. With that being the case, let's run it back with this Ares. Again, such a beautiful figure and full of potential. So let's see if my changes and augmentations can help this thing out. So first things first, that trait goes bye-bye. The Engines of War grind on. What I would do is gut that whole one, but I like the Engines of War grind on. So what I would do is I would actually, first things first, Ares needs the cosmic energy. He needs the cosmic energy team ability. Not having the ability to him being outwitted. This is the god of war, not the demigod of war, not the son of war. It's not his son Phobos. It's none of that. It's the god of war. He shouldn't be able to be outwitted. I'm sorry, he just shouldn't. Especially when Zeus that came in that same set had mystics and had cosmic energy. Ares should get the same thing. Even the Marvel Ares that is on everyone's sideline, he should also have the same thing. Now, taking a book from that Ares that I just mentioned from the Black Panther set, an amazing addition to your sideline and is on most people's sidelines. What I would do with this Ares is I would also give him a sideline active unique modifier. And I would say that sideline active unique modifier would say friendly characters within 4 squares can use charge. Okay, this is the engines of war. That's, go and fight. Period. Characters using charge, hypersonic, or running shot within 4 squares modify their speed and attack value by +1. Okay, so not only does he give characters that share a keyword with him, he gives them a buff to their speed and to their attack, but he also gives them a moving attack as well. So maybe they got hit off of their moving attack, but now they have charge. And if they use one of their other moving attacks within 4, they get +1 attack and +1 to their to their attack and their speed. So that's what I would do. Then they fight for my amusement. So gut this whole thing too. So what I would do with this is I would say, when a character within 4 of Ares misses an attack, deal them 1 unavoidable damage. Why, Antonio? Why would you do that? Because the Ares that I loved from DC 75th, he had a trait that made it so that if you didn't fight, you took damage if you didn't fight. So this one, instead of, there's tons of ways to kind of slow people down in the game. Now I would make it so that if you're within there, especially if you're using a movement attack within 4 of him, you're getting a +1 attack anyway. You gonna make it count. So what that also does is it makes it so that any opposing characters that might be trying to fight him or someone else, you better make them. You don't want this Ares close to you, because if you do, then then now you're taking 1 unavoidable. Nobody wants to take 1 unavoidable. There's tons of ways to make you miss in this game. Another thing I would also make as a trait is Ares can reduce penetrating damage, because his defense only is a 19 impervious. Now, like I know, even when he was created and legal, there was tons of psychic blasts in that set, and you could just chew through his defense. The first time I played with him and against him, I ate through his defense, and his defense got ate through when I played against him. Just impervious just ain't holding up for the god. This is the god of war. And also with his trait that gives charge to people that share keywords with him within 4, that means he has a movement attack his whole dial. Yes, it's just charge, and that's okay. I'm all right with that. Charge is a very powerful, it's a very powerful movement power, and giving +1 speed means on that last click of his click 7, where he has got flurry, just flurry, now he would end up having a 6 move charge with a 13 attack, 5 damage with a flurry and steal energy. Come on, that's amazing. And that's absolutely amazing. Now, of course, he could miss and hurt himself, but he also could heal back to click 5. That's great. Now, when it comes to the damage power, again, a vision of never-ending battle. So I love the name of that trait, but let's change it just a little bit, right? So I would keep the leadership, and I would actually take away the 4 through 6, because my augmentation would make it so that it would be almost busted if you could do this on a 50-50 roll. So I would say leadership, period. When he uses it and succeeds, remove an action token from all friendly characters within 4 squares that share a keyword with, or that share a keyword with him, or let's say all friendly characters within 4, because this is a super rare, right? This is a super rare figure, and when we get legacies of figures and it bumps up their value monetarily and just supposed to be on the field, You want a super rare piece to feel like this is a super rare piece, something that you actually want to hold on to. So I would make it so that the leadership affects everyone within 4, right? And then I would say remove a token from a token from all characters within all friendly characters within 4 regardless of point value. That in itself, right then and there. So now you got leadership, and now you have a leadership that takes off tokens from everybody to help the end, help the engines of war to grind on, and helps people fight for his amusement, and makes it so it's almost a never-ending battle. Now that's too powerful in my opinion. With no point restriction, that's too powerful in my opinion for making it 4 through 6. But I would definitely just make a normal leadership, and then you have a very powerful effect. We've had effects like that in the past. So this Ares can, not only does he give you charge, gives you +1 attack, gives you +1 speed, but he also, if you keep him close, yes, he could hurt you, but he also can keep you in the fight. I love pieces like that. I love pieces that can fight, reward you for rolling dice, and punish your opponent for missing you, because I like building evasive teams. With his array of keywords, not only can he get the +1 longsword, which is on most people's team for free, but just giving him, say, the universal weapon, or giving him Stormbreaker, or giving him even Bucky's arm to add to some of his, to add to evasion, and to just go ahead and just bump up that damage a little bit. I would love that, as a matter of fact. Now we have his point value. His point value is currently 125 points. How can we make that better? In today's game, for 7 clicks, nobody's paying 125 points for a figure that doesn't have any powerful support powers, or doesn't have like hypersonic, or does something like super broken, right? And potentially would hurt yourself. So what I would do is I would probably knock him down to about a good 80 points. I would knock him down to about 80 points. So now for 80 points, you have a piece that when you're within 4, you get charge, you get +1 at speed, you get +1 attack. That's amazing. And on top of that, you get leadership, so you can possibly take tokens off of you, no matter where you are, as long as you're within 4. And it does hurt you if you miss, but it also hurts your opponent if you miss too. So stuff like, say, like the destroyer armor on someone like him, now he would have a 21, or just anyone that you might be your main attacker. Him being at 80 points is a very sweet spot for a lot of powerful figures in the game, and I think he would fit right into that slot, and no one would necessarily be mad at paying 80 points for a character that reduces pen, you can't outwit him, and gives people movement attack. That seems like a steal to me. With that being the case, what say you? Do you like these, augmentations and changes that I've done? What would you do with this figure? Do you have this figure? Is this a figure that you enjoyed playing as is? Leave your comments down below. I love talking clicks with any and everybody that wants to talk. Not only do I like reading your comments on what I said, but also your comments about who I should run it back to next. The next episode is going to be from one of my favorite click content creators. It's a duo. They had given me a suggestion, and I absolutely loved it, so I can't wait to run back their character and see what they think of my augmentations. But of course, with that being the case, it is your Super Sketch artist, Antonio. Thank you for watching. As always, be good to yourself, be good to others. Go be super.